right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's coverage of Lady Zebras basketball here on RTC TV4. Tonight we're at the Trojan Trench here at Triton High School. Steve Stricker here with David Musselman. And Muss, this is a game here between two teams that both of them trying to find a way to get a little bit right here before we get into sectional time.
Yeah, Steve, the Rochester Lady Zebras coming off a night on Tuesday where they defeated the Lady Cavaliers in a game that was kind of nip and tuck the entire way. We talked to Coach Jennings here, and we'll get to that interview here in a little bit, but that was a game where we kind of reached out and grabbed the game midway through the fourth quarter maybe and extended that lead to about 11 or 12 to end it. And so that was a good win for Rochester, a much-needed win at that point because they had run into some pretty good teams and struggling a little bit, I think, mentally, but fought real hard to get through that one. And this is another winnable game tonight for Rochester.
Yeah, it's one of those games that they really need to come out and establish themselves. They fought a Culver team there for three quarters from behind, and then had to come back out. And it was a good win, like you said. They got to get that win. That was their fifth of the season after going, 6 games without a win. So another game tonight here. This is a Trojan team that's they got a tough schedule too. Only 4 wins on the season for them, and they're a little depleted in their lineup tonight.
They are. They've got 3 girls on the roster, Steve, that aren't going to be even in uniform tonight. They're all in the streets. They're thin. In fact, if I'm correct, some of their varsity starters tonight had to play a quarter of JV to get the JV kids or get the JV through that ball game tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how the officials call this game tonight because, like you say, they are thin.
Yeah, if they run into some foul trouble here, I'm only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right now on the warm-ups for the Lady Trojans. So it's going to be an interesting one here. First time I've got to come into Triton since they redid the floor, and I tell you what, it is very nice. Beautiful design there on the floor, and it wasn't exactly a planned redo of the floor with the with the water main break and everything, but it worked out well for them in the end, I guess.
Things happen for a reason, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, all right. So
JV game tonight went to Rochester over Triton 30-14, and we're going to try to get some individual scoring from that game. But the JV played well from the tip to the end and came away with a 16-point win.
So Coach Jennings changed his lineup around a little bit on the girls going into the Culver game. Looks like he's going to kind of stick with that. Yeah,
in fact, in the Culver game, he really didn't have that quote-unquote big on the floor to start the game. Caitlin Rogers is coming on, and she's playing really well this year for him, and she's going to be rewarded tonight with that start. Karina Peterson's going to get another start, her second consecutive start this year for Rochester. So I think that Rochester maybe found something in that game on Tuesday with Culver, and, of course, Karina Peterson being the only senior basically playing right now brings that leadership to the team.
Yeah, and one of those things that you talked about with Coach Jennings in that interview that we'll get to here was the fact that, man, they're going to be really hammering away here. They've got that tournament coming up next Thursday at Rochester, and boy, once we get around the first of the year, they're going to be almost done with their year.
Steve, like we've talked before, I've been doing this a long time, and I know the calendar is going to flip, and I know there's not going to be very many games in 19. It just seems like there's always more than just 4, and that's what Rochester has left. Once they get out of that holiday shootout on Thursday at their place, we've got 4 games, all conference games coming up in January. Then we're ready for the sectional. That's just really hard to believe for me.
It is, and really been looking forward to this. I'm glad to be here with you on the call. Been really excited about getting a chance to finally call a game with you. Got my middle daughter Macy here. She's been doing some camera work for us while she's off of school for Christmas break.
Put her to work on.
Yeah, try and get her a few extra dollars. So we're going to take just a quick break here. We'll come back and then we'll probably go into the pregame interview and get that for you here in a moment. We'll be back here. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Lady Zebras basketball. We'll be right back.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here to Triton High School. We're getting set to go with the Lady Z's taking on the Lady Trojans. And unless you had a chance to sit down and talk to Coach Jennings a little bit before the game, so we'll go ahead and plug that in here. We're going to get the pregame interview here with David Musselman and Coach Brian Jennings of the Lady Zebras.
Back at Triton High School for the pregame show here on RTC TV4. Lady Zebra head coach Brian Jennings joins us. And Brian, you're back in action tonight. Get a little break. You get this one under your belt. You get a little break for the holidays, and you come back on the 27th next week and play your holiday shootout. But let's go back to Culver a little bit and talk about that game. That thing was nip and tuck the entire way, and what I saw a team maturing right there on the court. They figured out how to pull ahead and win that thing by double digits.
Yeah, it was nice to have this group of, like we talked at the beginning of the year, inexperienced group to fight back from behind, get a lead, and then hang on to the lead at the end. So yeah, you see a little bit of those things. We see growth in every game. Even though some of the scores are a little lopsided, we see ourselves doing things a little bit better each game. So we talked about that a little bit this week at practice, but we're still back in that same situation. We got a game tonight. Yes, we do get a little rest here for the holidays, and then it's one day of practice and two more games.
Yeah.
So between tonight and our classic, going to be tough to get a little better.
Brian, the hard thing for me to kind of wrap my head around, and you've been doing this a long time, and I've been doing this a long time. As soon as we flip the calendar here to 19, you've got 4 left, not counting the sectional. That amazes me.
Yeah, it's very front-end loaded season, and the girls and I talked this week about that. It's a chance for us to get better.
Yeah.
Get some practice time in, and we started looking towards that section a little bit. We might get another chance at a Wabash. We might get another chance at a North Miami, and we have some motivation that way. We talked to the JV girls. Since Whitco and Twin Lakes did not have a JV, we have added a tournament at Wabash, which is actually on the 26th of January, the last Saturday of the season. So now they have a tournament to work for.
That's great.
And I think just having those things at the end of the season like that are really going to help spark and get us through that January where we can keep improving.
You told me in the pregame show last Thursday or last Tuesday night when we played Culver that you could tell as we get into the season, some of these younger kids' legs are beginning to maybe go a little jello-ish. They're getting tired, and I think that that was a great call on your part by saying, you know what, I don't care how this game turns out, we're taking Wednesday off.
Yeah, we took Wednesday off. The legs get a little tired. For the younger kids, especially the freshmen, going through this long season and the grind of game, practice, game, it wears on you mentally more than anything. And, I think just a little break, a little step away from the game, spend a little family time or time with friends, and then come back to it. I think it's really going to help us. So kind of looking forward to a little bit of a break right here.
Yeah. Macy went for 14 the other night. Karina Peterson, I think had 11. And then you went in that game and kind of changed up the starting lineup, which I thought worked well for you.
Yeah. It was Caitlin Rogers had 11 off the bench. She did a nice job. We're still really searching for that group that clicks. But the other nice thing is we have kids that we can make our lineup flexible. We can go with some more guards. We can go with some bigger post players. So we have that flexibility. And the other thing that we talked about a little bit this week on defense, we haven't found that go-to defense that we really want to, when the girls get in that, they know this is what we want to do. So, and that's the thing. We're going to kind of mix some defenses up tonight and see if we can find that go-to defense for us.
There was a time on the floor on Tuesday night where you had a couple of freshmen, a couple of sophomores, and a junior on the floor. That's encouraging. All those kids are coming back.
Yeah, and really all season long we've only had Karina is really about the only seniors that has played significant time. Sierra Weathers will come back the first part of January, and I think she will bring that leadership onto the floor because I tell you what, behind the scenes, I don't think there is a better kid and steps up and does whatever needs done for the coaches, for the team, and is really happy for the success that the other players do and teammates. And she has been really an asset to the team.
You know, coaches, head coaches in particular, have a lot to do. And if you can find a young lady that's got that much maturity and the team respects her enough to basically kind of let her run the show, that's a big deal for you.
Yeah, I mean, and she gets everybody ready for practice, and then 5 minutes later, she's in doing the laundry and getting the uniforms clean. And, hey, Coach, can I take a little break and go, get everything hung up? It's like, yeah, I guess so. So it's just kind of nice. We had Christmas the other night at Coach Davis's house, and she's taking out the trash. So it's like, hey, I did this. Where's the next trash bag? That's just the type that she is. She's just a worker, willing to do anything, and I'm excited for her to get back on the court.
Visiting this evening with Lady Zebra head coach Brian Jennings here in the pregame show at Triton High School. Brian, tell me about Triton.
Right now, they're kind of slim on numbers as far as the program goes, but they do not lack talent. They're a young team like we are. They got a couple of seniors, one, the 6'2" Johnson girl, very active for 6'2", very mobile for 6'2". Has me a little concerned. She blocks a lot of shots. So one thing our post players really don't do is jump well inside. So it has me concerned about our inside game tonight. The Groves girl, the other senior, is a dead-on three-point shooter. We cannot leave her open tonight. So, they got those seniors stepping up. They got, a young point guard that handles the ball well. Her mom's a JV coach, so she knows basketball. Sure. The one that I've been really impressed with, though, is the Hostrauser girl that's just a sophomore. Just a really strong individual and very nice-looking jump shot. So I think she's been kind of their leading scorer most of the time as a sophomore. And, they got some good pieces to that puzzle. And I know you and Adam are good friends. Adam Heckman, the head coach at Triton, and he's been around the game a couple days. Yeah, Adam's been here a long time. A lot of my nieces have played for Adam over the years. So we've known and talked quite a bit this summer and into the season. Matter of fact, we just had a conversation a little bit ago about taking both teams down this summer and maybe having a scrimmage at the Hoosier gym. Okay. And then heading over to Newcastle for to see the Hall of Fame. Very good. So it might be something down the road where we kind of connect. The worst part is we're having a hard time scheduling each other for next year. Oh. So we may have a conflict where we can't play each other here for a few years. And I said, well, hey, let's at least tighten up the summer program between the two of us and work together. So yeah, Adam's been great to work with, and it's a good program here at Triton. That's plays a tough schedule for a 1A school. Yeah. You look at their schedule, and they play the Plymouth, the Northwoods, and it just goes on and on. Well, that's why they make a run every year in the postseason tournament. Yeah, and that's the thing. They're going to be right there again. Yeah. They got a tough sectional. Argus, South Central, OD. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be competitive year in and year out. So, but again, he's got the personnel that things go right, he'll be right there again. Brian, what do you guys have to do tonight to win? We got to score the ball inside. That's the biggest thing. When we get on, away from home, our shooting, which is not that great to begin with, we got to get the ball inside. And then when they're defending the rim with the Johnson girl, it's going to be tough. And then, like always, we got to take care of the basketball. The last time out, I saw Triton play a little triangle and 2 against Manchester, so we're kind of expecting the box and 1 on Macy tonight, so we worked on some things there. But we got to find some offense and take care of the ball. And then, like I said earlier, we got to find our go-to defense and something that's going to work for us night in and night out. Okay, your 5 starters. 5 starters tonight. Let's see what we can mix up tonight. We're going to go with Cammie Burkett and Macy Brown at the guard, Karina Peterson at the small forward, Emily Hughes at the power forward, I guess, and then Caitlin Rogers will be inside. Okay, Brian, good luck. We'll talk to you after the game. Thank you very much. Lady Zebra head coach Brian Jennings back with more of the pregame show at Triton High School next. You're watching Lady Zebra basketball on RTC TV4.
All right, welcome back here to Triton High School. We're more pregame here for the Lady Z's taking on the Lady Trojans. And what's your keys to the game there? We saw the interview with Coach Jennings, and what do they got to do tonight to get this win?
I think they have to establish an inside game. We've been basically kind of relying on the outside shooting in Macy Brown and those kids, those guards, and I think tonight we're going to have to establish an inside presence with Rogers, with McKee, maybe even with Caitlin Thomas. I thought she's come in and played really well. I think Emily Hughes has to have a decent game tonight, but I think we have to be patient. I'm not sure where Triton is right now with her conditioning. I know just by looking they're thin, but I also know that Chelsea Johnson's going to be a load for us in the middle. She's 6'2", she's not starting tonight, but I have a feeling that Coach Heckman will bring her in fairly quickly. So can we handle her in the paint? Can we get her into foul trouble? Can we get Triton as a whole in foul trouble? If that's the case, then we just hit some free throws and we win down the stretch.
All right, let's take a second here and meet your Lady Zebras. I'll be back here with this in just a moment.
Back at Triton High School for the pregame show here on RTC TV4. Lady Zebra head coach Brian Jennings joins us. And Brian, you're back in action tonight. Get a little break. You get this one under your belt.
Sierra Weathers, number 10, senior guard. Catherine Hughes, number 24, senior post.
Karina Peterson, number 34, senior guard.
Kinsey McKee, number 40, junior forward.
Jenny Isbell, 14, junior guard. Macy Brown, 12, junior guard.
Rain Craig, number 20, junior guard.
Jordan Jennings, number 11, junior guard.
Kim Batten, number 30, sophomore guard. Mercedes Brown, 3, sophomore guard.
Caitlin Rogers, number 32, sophomore forward.
Emily Hughes, 23, freshman post.
Allie Pearson, 44, freshman post.
Lexi Thomas, 5, freshman post.
Tammy Burkett, number 1, freshman guard.
And you're watching RTC TV4.
All right, welcome back to the pregame here at Triton High School. For those of you joining us on RTC TV4 in Rochester, we're getting set to go. Got about a minute and 15 seconds to go here. Steve Stricker with David Musselman tonight.
Steve, this is what I'm seeing right now, and we heard Coach Jennings in the pregame talk about Sierra Weathers and her leadership right now off the floor because of an injury. She's coming back mid-January, just basically in time for a postseason run. But I watch her here in pregame. She looks pretty good. I don't see any visible limp, and basically we need that other leader on the floor for Rochester.
Well, if you're going to get her back late, it's a good time to have her. You know, you got the stretch run before you go into sectional play, so it'd be great to have her back. And like you said, that senior leadership.
Real quick, the JV tonight defeated Triton 30-14. Sadie Brown went for 9 for the Lady Zebras tonight in their win. I believe Austin Onafield will be up at halftime to talk about that game, but I believe their record now 9-5 on the season.
All right, well, we're getting set here. Going to get the national anthem, get your starting lineups, and get underway here. And for those of you who just joined us on Channel 4 there in Rochester, we are at Triton High School, the Trojan Trench, and the floor looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It's fortunate and unfortunate. Great that the floor looks great. It's unfortunate how they got to get it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Trojan Trench for tonight's contest between the Rochester Zebras and your Triton High School Lady Trojans. On behalf of the Triton community and the entire staff and student body of Triton Junior Senior High School, we welcome Rochester as our guest at tonight's contest. At this time, if you would please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Time now for the starting lineups. First for the Triton Trojans, they have a record of 4-11. At one guard will be a sophomore, number 4, Jayla Faulkner. At the other guard, a senior, number 10, Delaney Groves. At one forward, a sophomore, number 32, Lexia Holstrasser. At a forward, number 9, a freshman, number 34, Taryn Yates. And at the other forward, a junior, number 44, Alexia Veers. Triton coach by Mr. Adam Heckeman. For the Rochester Lady Zebras, they have a record of 5-9. At one guard will be a freshman, number 1, Cammie Burkett. The other guard, a junior, number 12, Macy Brown. At one forward, a freshman, number 23, Emily Hughes. At another forward, a sophomore, number 32, Caitlin Rogers. And at the third forward, a senior, number 34, Karina Peterson, Rochester coach by Mr. Brian Jennings. Again, the JV game tonight went to Rochester over Triton, 30-14. Sadie Brown with 9 for the Rochester Lady Zebras. We're a few days before Christmas. Decent crowd here at Triton High School.
It is a good crowd here. It's a not a whole lot else going on here tonight, so got a nice crowd here for the Lady Z's as well.
See, this is what I kind of noticed in the pregame. Alexia Holstrasser, sophomore.
And for the Rochester,
she's going to respect or demand respect here from the Rochester Lady Zebras. She just walked on the floor like, you know what, I've done this 100 times before, 1,000 times before. You're going to stop me tonight. Try to stop me tonight. I think that she might be the key for Triton.
Well, we'll see what they can do. They are missing one big cog in the wheel tonight with Whitney Jennings being out, or Whitney Miller, being out with the injury. And
yikes, I don't want to see her.
She provides Whitney Jennings, yeah. She provides a lot of leadership for the Lady Trojans, and we'll see what they can do here. Like we said, they're a little short-handed tonight.
Yeah.
So
it'll be Rogers and Holstrasser to jump center. As you can see, Rochester in the road blacks, Triton in their home whites. Rochester will go to our right. And the tip is controlled by the Trojans. And Faulkner will walk it up for Triton. She walks it through the center circle against the man-to-man defense. Holstrasser, top of the key. To Yates, who swings right side. Now top of the key. To Groves, back to Faulkner, right side of Holstrasser. Takes her to the right, dumps down low. Veers, jumper off the window, no good. Peterson comes flying in out of nowhere, grabs the board. Now to Macy Brown. 30 seconds gone here in the first quarter. No score at Triton High School. Brown works to her left. High on the left side to Rogers. Rogers holds against the 2-3 zone defense. Now to Burkett. Burkett drives to her right. Now to Hughes. Emily Hughes in the paint. Cut off by the defense outside to Brown. 3, right wing for the Lady Zebras is good.
Well, that's a good way to get started there for Rochester.
Absolutely. 3-0. Minute gone into the first quarter. Faulkner with Burkett inside her jersey gives a Holstrasser. Works to her right side on the elbow. Back to Faulkner, down low to Veers. Backs her way in, throws up another touch shot, no good. That's a second point blanker by Veers that is missed off the backboard, and Burkett with the rebound. Cammie gets a pick from Hughes, rolls to the right, at the right elbow, outside to Rogers. Boy, she thought about it. Now she fires it right wing off the back of the rim, no good. And the rebound to Holstrasser and Triton. Faulkner will bring it up. 6:30 to play in the first quarter. 3-0 Rochester. Faulkner in the paint. Dumped down low to Veers. This time her shot is no good again. Rebound tipped around. The ball loose. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Macy Brown. It'll stay with Triton. Boy, Veers has had 3-point blank shots 2 foot in and can get them to go.
Rochester pretty lucky that she hasn't been able to get them to go. They really got a opening right there in their defense that they got to kind of find a way to solve.
Holstrasser's 15-footer no good. The ball loose in the corner. Peterson picks up the loose basketball against the triple team and gets it out. Ball stolen but knocked out of bounds by Triton, and Rochester will keep possession on the far side. 6:10 to play. First quarter, Rochester up 3-0. Brown will bring it in to Peterson. Back to Brown high on the left side. Triton in his zone defense. Outside to Hughes. Hughes on the right wing behind the arc, picks up her dribble, has her pass deflected, now picked up by Triton. Yates, left block, pulls it back outside to a cutting Veers in the paint, outside to Holstrasser, just inside the arc. Her shot's blocked by Rogers. Caitlin picks it up, now gives to Brown. Rochester runs to our right, up by 3. Brown left wing will pull it outside, loses the handle, picks it up. Now we're going to have a double dribble call against Rochester, and Triton going to get it back. 5:40 to play, first quarter. Rochester up 3-0. Triton will look to get it in against the full court press. The jump pass inside to Yates. Yates at her volleyball line. Faulkner now across the timeline. Crossover dribble goes to the left. And Cammie Burkett going to be called for the reach-in foul. With 5.5 to play in the first quarter, Rochester up 3-0.
Foul on number 1, Cammie Burkett.
Triton on the far side. Inbounds pass comes into Faulkner. Faulkner against Burkett. Well, Cammie got to be careful. She's going to pick up another one. Yates high on the right side for Triton. Drop the key to Holstrasser. Holstrasser against Rogers. To Groves, now to Faulkner. She brings it left, switches directions. Now back to the left elbow. Wrap around pass. Holstrasser left wing three, no good. And offensive rebound to Triton. Yates with the basketball. One dribble over the top to Holstrasser. Now between the rings to Faulkner, high on the right side to Groves. Groves holds against Brown. Groves goes to the basket, fouled on the drive by, I believe, Karina Peterson. It'll be out of bounds. Baseline right to Triton.
That'll be her first, second on the Zebras.
Under 5 to play. Holstrasser gets the inbounds pass in the paint. Jumper no good. Rogers, flat-footed rebound, gives to Brown. Macy pushes for Rochester, right side of the floor. Crossover dribble at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Peterson. Fakes a three. One dribble to her right. Now to Burkett. Cammie will drive the baseline. Cut off by Veers in the man-to-man defense. And now we're going to have a foul on the reach-in by, I believe, Triton. It'll be out of bounds to the Lady Zebras baseline right.
Got Byers on that, her first, team's first. Triton's doing a good job of cutting out that drive right there and really trapping that.
Kenzie McKee comes into the game for the first time. Peterson, wide open baseline jumper is good from three.
Triton really fell asleep on that inbound play. Wide open.
Rochester in a full court press. Faulkner high on the right side. Crossover dribble. Takes her to the paint. Jump stop down low to Veers. Her layup is off the window and in.
Alexa Veers.
And Triton on the board at 6-2 Rochester. 4:15 to play in the first quarter. And the pass is taken away by Triton. Yates near the timeline. Now drives to the three-point line. Over the top to Groves. Her three over McKee. Left wing is off the back of the rim. No good. Offensive rebound to Triton. Faulkner to Groves. Drives it left to the left block. Her shot blocked by McKee. Ball loose in the paint. We're going to have a tie-up, and it should go to Rochester, and it will. Under 4 to play in the first quarter. Rochester up 6-2. Jenny Isbell checks into the game for the first time for Rochester. Cammie Burkett comes out.
Trojans going to pick up a little full court.
Macy Brown has the inbounds pass. Here comes a little three-quarter court trap. Now Peterson with the basketball. And then has her pocket picked by Faulkner. Her right-handed layup is good. And Rochester lead is down to 2 with 3:40 to play in the first quarter. The inbounds pass is tipped away. Out of bounds. Last touch by Rochester. Triton going to keep it.
Coach Heckman going a little full court, and right now it's working well for the Trojans.
And the 6'2 senior Chelsea Johnson checks into the game for Triton. The inbounds pass comes into her. Kicks it in the corner to Yates. Her three before she travels. Traveling call in Triton. And you talk about wide open three, just like Karina Peterson, Steve, she had one as well. 6-4 Rochester, 3.5 to play. McKee gets the inbounds pass from Brown, who gives to Isbell. Jenny, couple of dribbles. Here comes the three-quarter court trap. Rochester loses it again, picked up by Triton. And now we're going to have a reach-in foul on Macy Brown.
3 straight turnovers for the Lady Z's. Haven't been able to get it across the half court.
3:24 to play in the first quarter.
Macy Brown on the foul.
Rochester up 6-4. Triton basketball. The pass is deflected. Isbell picks up the loose ball and drives it to her right. Isbell high on the left side. Dribbles away from the defense. Now to Rogers. Gives to Brown. Macy on the right wing against a 2-3 zone. She works to the left side. Now the left wing gets a pick from Isbell in the corner to Peterson. McKee has it now. Swings it to the right side of Rogers. Now to Brown in the right corner. Macy looks down low. Can't get it to McKee. Dribbles to the wing. Now brings it top of the key. And then the pass is out of bounds over the head of Peterson. Rochester going to give it back to Triton. Emily Hughes will come back into the game, and Hughes will replace Isbell.
Substitution for the Zebras, Emily Hughes.
2:57 to play. First quarter, Rochester up 6-4. Triton basketball against the full-court press. Inbounds comes into Faulkner, and we're going to have
Kickball.
Oh, okay.
Must have been Brown got a foot on that.
Yeah, apparently. I guess I didn't see that either. Far side is Triton again. Yates will look to get it in. Bounce pass to Faulkner, who's streaking to the basket. Down low, and fortunately for Rochester, that's a kicked ball, or that would have been another easy layup. So Triton baseline right will look to get it in. Groves will trigger in the pass. Delaney Groves studies. Gets it in over the top of the defense to Faulkner. Hostrasser, 3, left wing. No good off the backboard. Emily Hughes grabs the board, outlets to Brown. 2:45 to play. First quarter, Rochester up 6-4. Brown to Rogers. Back to Brown between the rings at the volleyball line. Looks to the left elbow. Now to Hughes. Emily swings left side to Peterson. Karina drives. Her shot on the way, no good, but Johnson's going to pick up the foul, and that should be a shooting foul, and that should send Karina Peterson to the line to shoot 2 for the Lady Zebras. Two and a half minutes to play, first quarter. Rochester up 6-4. Peterson, the senior, at the line for the first free throw, and it rattles in. Cammie Burkett comes back in for Rochester, and Caitlin Rogers will have a break. Peterson with one more. Second one is short, and the rebound tipped around. Ball still loose. Craig comes out of there with it. Faulkner on the run through the center circle. Burkett works on her top of the key, and she tie up.
That was a quick call on that
It
jump.
sure was. I thought it was going to be a travel, but Triton's going to keep possession on the tie-up, and Groves will look to get it in right in front of the Rochester bench. 2:20 to play. First quarter, Rochester now up 7-4. Faulkner runs a point for the Trojans. Gives in the corner to Yates. Hostrasser back to Faulkner. Works to the high of the left side. Picks up her dribble. Now to get rid of it. Now to Yates. Wrap around pass to Hostrasser. High on the right side. Now on the right baseline. And now we're going to have a timeout. Triton. It'll be a 60. You're watching Lady Zebra Basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout north central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
.207, make that 2:01 to play in the first quarter. Rochester up 7-4. I think Coach Heckman had seen enough and called a timeout and talked to the team. So it was a 60-second break. After their timeout, Triton will have it baseline right. Rochester sends out of the break McKee, Brown, Hughes, Peterson, and Burkett. Steve Stricker, I'm David Musselman at Triton High School. Non-conference basketball game for last one before Christmas here for both teams. The inbounds pass is stolen by Peterson. Nice job by Kenzie McKee getting a finger on that and deflected the pass right to Peterson. Now Rochester with it, up by 3, and the pass goes through the hands of Burkett, out of bounds. And Triton going to get it back with 1:51 to play in the first quarter. Faulkner through the center circle. Brown now defends her. Actually, Rochester in a 1-3-1. Groves travels. .100 seconds to play in the first quarter. 3-point lead for the Lady Zebras. Rochester next in action on the 27th as they host a shootout. They'll play Clinton Central at 10 o'clock and Western, I believe, at 4:30. And then Hughes is tied up down low with Triton, and Rochester going to keep possession. It'll be out of bounds with 1:34 to play in the first quarter.
Well, it's been a little bit since we've seen them score. They got 6 quick and then just one free throw since.
Brown Gets in and over the top to Peterson. Back to Burkett. Now to Brown in the right corner. Macy back to Burkett. Her pass is tipped away, but she picks up the loose ball. And now we're going to have an offensive. Nope, we're going to have a travel whistled against Rochester.
She got lucky that was all it was called, right, because there was a push off there.
Minute 28. Rochester in a 1-3-1, and that 1-3-1 extended to the 10-second line. Groves over the top to Faulkner, high on the right side of Yates. Back to Faulkner. Drives it to the three-point line. Her pass is taken down low. It's loose. Johnson saves them from going out of bounds. And right into the hands of Peterson. Karina now runs. 1:05 to play in the first quarter. Peterson right side of the lane. Loses the handle on the way to the basket. They're going to say last touch by Peterson. It'll go back to Triton. As Jenny Isbell will come back into the game for the Lady Zebras. And Karina Peterson will check out. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Rochester by 3 at 7-4. Faulkner through the center circle. Wraparound pass high on the right side to Yates. Over the top to Hostrasser. At the free throw line to Groves. Now back to Faulkner with 45. Yates, Hostrasser on the right side. Back to Yates. Down the center circle to Faulkner. Near side to Groves with 40. In the corner to Hostrasser. Wraparound pass down low to Johnson. Her shot no good. Gets her own rebound. And then taken away by Hughes with 30. Gives to Brown. Macy runs it up the floor. Crosses the timeline right with 26. Brown in the corner to Burkett with 24. Cammie travels with 21.1. Caitlin Rogers back into the game for Rochester. And Emily Hughes will come out.
I just knocked off my second set of 5 in my turnover column for the Lady Z's in the first quarter.
Time winding down here in the first period. Groves with it with 15 over the top to Faulkner. Faulkner with 12. And now we're going to have a double dribble whistle against Faulkner. Triton can't be that far behind.
That was their first set of 5. 10 for the Z's and 5 for Triton right now. So it's been a little sloppy here in the first. Only 11 points on the board for both teams combined.
11 seconds to play in the first quarter. Rochester up 7-4. They'll look for the final shot of the period. Brown gets it into McKee. McKee now to Burkett with 8. Cammie runs with 7. Against the press, turns it over, and then she is going to commit a foul. That'll be her second of the quarter. It'll be out of bounds to Triton with 5 seconds to play in the period. Karina Peterson back in, and Burkett with 2 fouls will come out.
Substitution for the Zebras, number 30.
Groves baseline left. Will get it in. Over the top to Johnson with 4. Gives to Yates with 3. Now to Faulkner with 1. Jumper at the buzzer. No good. After 1, Rochester leads 7-4. You're listening and watching Rochester basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Enyards True Value and Rental is your local one-stop shop for all of your home improvement and party rental needs. Let our friendly and knowledgeable staff help you with your next project or event. Enyards True Value and Rental of Rochester. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here to Triton High School, getting started, getting ready to go for the second quarter. And it was a little sloppy there, Muss.
Well, I think that Coach Jennings, every game that he and I talked before the game, always mentions turnovers. We got to cut the turnovers down, cut the turnovers down. Well, Rochester on pace right now to commit 40 in this game, and so something's going to have to change. And some of those, Steve, unfortunately, were unforced. A lot of those passes kind of go through the hands and go out of bounds, so we're going to have to cut those virtually in half to basically none in this quarter. Fortunately for Rochester, Triton's not hitting many shots at this point.
Yeah, they had some point-blank opportunities early in the quarter that if they would have put those in, they probably have at least 6, maybe 8 more than they have right now.
I think Veer's got the first 3 passes down low and only connected on one of them. Isbell's turnaround jumper goes down over Johnson. That's a big shot. Johnson playing with a foul. She picked up early in the, or late, I should say, in the first quarter. Jenny Isbell kicks that thing to Rochester. Triton will keep possession on the far side. 9-4 Rochester, 30 seconds into the second quarter.
That bucket by Isabel was the first field goal for the Lady Z's in almost 7 minutes.
Yeah, Brown and Peterson hit 2 threes early in the first quarter, and you're right. And that last field goal there was in the second quarter, obviously. Dump pass down low to Hostrasser. Hostrasser in the lane has her shot blocked. Veers picks up the loose ball. Wow, hits the deck hard, and I think that ponytail might have saved her from banging her head on the floor. I wouldn't know.
You got a little growing to do before you get into that ponytail stage.
7:15 to play in the first half, 9-4. Rogers for 3, left wing is good.
That was a nice, confident shot there by the sophomore Rogers.
In rhythm.
Yep.
Half-court trap for the Rochester Lady Zebras. Veers down low, has her shot blocked, but I believe Jenny Isbell is going to pick up the foul, and that's going to send the junior Alexa Veers to the line to shoot 2 for Triton. Steve Stricker, I'm David Musselman. Austin Onefield will be up at halftime to talk about his JV win tonight. They won 30-14. Sadie Brown with 9 for the Lady Zebras. Free throws off the back of the rim, no good.
Call Jenny Isbell, number 14.
Emma Hepler, a sophomore, comes into the game, and she relieves, I believe, Yates. We'll wait and see. Free throw no good. The putback by Hostrasser no good, but she's fouled on the shot, and Caitlin Rogers is going to pick up a foul. And the sophomore Hostrasser will go to the line to shoot 2. Rochester's extended this lead to 8 here early in the second quarter. First one with the sophomore is a good-looking shot. She'll have one more. Triton has been without a bucket for a long time as well. Second one for the sophomore is good again. 12-6. Peterson now will run the point for Rochester. She'll jog it through the center circle. Peterson, top to Isbell. Jenny travels.
Just got a little excited on that. She knew what she wanted to do. Just didn't quite put everything together on that.
Faulkner will walk it up. Against a half-court trap. Now to Veers. Veers over the top to Faulkner. 1-3-1 for the Lady Zebras to Veers. Down low to Johnson. Through her hands. Picked up by Brown. Saved from going out of bounds. But Triton there to pick it up. Faulkner in the center circle. Around Peterson. Picks up her dribble. And then she is fouled hard by the Lady Zebras. I believe Macy Brown's going to be whistled for that foul. That's going to send Faulkner to the line to shoot 1 in the bonus with 6:26 to play in the first half.
Call on number 12, Macy Brown at the line, Jayla Faulkner.
Free throw no good. And the rebound to Rochester. Brown now to Peterson. 6:15 to play in the first half. Rochester up by 6. Hughes, top of the key, left side to Rogers. 3, left wing again for the Lady Zebras is no good. Johnson to the rebound for Triton. Outlets to Faulkner. Jayla Faulkner high on the right side to Hepler. She stands behind the arc. Her lob pass to Holstrasser. Feeds down low to Johnson. Johnson to Veers in the paint. Her jumper off the window. No good. She gets her own rebound. Ball loose on the floor. Ball still loose. Johnson has it. Ball loose. And Faulkner and now Brown is tied up. And it'll go back to Rochester on the Triton turnover. 5:49 to play. In the first half, Jayla Burkett with 2 fouls comes back into the game. And now Rochester will take a 60-second timeout. You're watching Lady Zebra basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Enjoy the game with an ice-cold Coke. Locally owned and operated since 1907, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo proudly supports 28 high schools in north central Indiana. Our starting lineup of brands are sure to keep you hydrated on the sidelines and at home. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo. RTC TV4 thanks you for watching tonight's broadcast. Sponsorship and advertising opportunities are available, and free production is included with every sponsorship package. If you are seeing this, then your customers are seeing it too. RTC TV4. See for yourself. Please support the local sponsors who make this production possible.
.5:49 to play in the first half. Rochester up 12-6. Steve Stricker, I'm David Musselman.
Been a lot of turnovers here. The Lady Z's have cleaned it up a little bit here, though, in the second quarter, and got a nice little run here. They've got 5 on the board.
Yeah, I think we ended the first quarter with, 11? Is that what you said? 11 turnovers?
They had 10. Okay. They got 11 for the game, only 1 here. So in the second, well.
Now 12.
Yeah.
Turnover, Rochester. I believe the Rochester's 2 starting guards, and Cami Burke and Macy Brown, was saddled with 2 fouls. 5:35 to play, first half. Triton with the basketball. Hepler high on the right side for Triton, loses the basketball. Now veers back to Hepler. Now in the corner to Hostrasser. She drives the baseline, feeds down low to Johnson. Johnson against a triple team, loses the handle. Ball still loose on the floor. Rogers now for Rochester picks it up. And now McKee has it. Burke through the center circle, works high on the right side against the man-to-man defense to Brown. Brown against the double team on the baseline. She loses the ball. Faulkner picks it up. 12-6 Rochester. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Jumper is no good, but the weak side rebound to Veers. Back to Hostrasser in the paint to Johnson, outside to Faulkner, around the horn to Hepler. Hepler drives the baseline. Her jumper is on the way and no good. And McKee picks it up. She rips and runs. Kinsey McKee high on the right side against Faulkner. Picks up the loose basketball. Now we're going to have a reach-in foul on Faulkner. That's only Triton's 3rd team foul of the half.
Pretty clean as far as the fouls go, which is good for Coach Heckman because they have a lot of bench help tonight.
Delaney Groves back into the game and Johnson to come out. 4.5 minutes, make that 4:44 to play in the first half. Kim Batten, a sophomore, will come back in for Rochester, and Macy Brown will come out. 12-6, Lady Zebras. Batten gets it in to Hughes, who gives to Burkett. A freshman, 2 sophomores, and a junior on the floor right now for the Lady Zebras. Hughes to Rogers. Rogers hit a 3 from there a moment ago. Now to Burkett. 2-3 zone by the Lady Trojans. Batten on the right wing. Inside the arc now, out to Hughes. Emily, a couple of dribbles, top of the key, gives to Burkett. Burkett in the paint, loses the handle. Knocked out of bounds. Triton going to get it back. 4:19 to play in the first half. 6-point lead for Rochester. Little man-to-man pressure in the backcourt for the Lady Zebras. Groves to Faulkner. Here comes a half-court trap. Faulkner, wrap-around pass. Strasser, her 15-footer is no good. And McKee with the rebound. Burkett runs it through the center circle. Now on the wing. Hughes fakes a pass left. Goes back door to McKee. Down low. Jumper off the window is good.
Nice pass into the post right there.
Faulkner around the defense. Cross lane pass to Veers. Her layup is good. Easy pickings. Lead is cut to 6. 3:35 to play in the first half. I think Coach Heckman wanted to travel there and he didn't get it. Triton kicks the basketball. It'll be out of bounds to Rochester baseline right. 3.5 to play first half. 14-8 Rochester. Batten will trigger it in on the baseline. Hughes in the corner. Emily travels.
There's my 3rd set of 5. 15 turnovers for Lady Z's. Not a pretty first half.
Yeah, you're right. Peterson checks in and Emily Hughes comes out. 14-8 Rochester. Groves over the top to Faulkner. Hostrasser down low to Veers. Nice hands. Veers is fouled on the shot, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Peterson, I believe, going to would-be whistled for that foul.
Foul on Karina Peterson.
That's going to be her 2nd foul of the game.
Yeah, there's I think some foul concerns right now for Rochester. You've got 2 kids on the floor right now for Rochester, and Peterson and Burkett with 2 fouls. Macy Brown, the leading scorer for the Lady Zebras, on the bench with 2 fouls. Veer's second one is good this time. 14-9 Rochester, full court press by Triton. McKee, back to Peterson. Karina to McKee, across the timeline, and is going to be knocked out of bounds by Triton. It'll stay with Rochester right in front of the Triton bench.
That's one of the things that Coach Jennings at halftime, they're going to have to find some kind of a solution for this full court pressure of the Lady Trojans.
Yep.
It's really caused a lot of havoc.
Peterson to Batten on the right wing. Kim in the corner now against the double team. 4. And she gets it to McKee, and actually Triton knocks it out of bounds again.
There was 4 girls on her at one
You're
point.
right. And then she's working against the baseline and the sideline. Batten, her bounce pass saved from going out of bounds, but to Rogers. Rogers in the paint, loses the basketball out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Triton. Rochester will keep possession.
Looks like it went out with Cammie, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Obviously, we've got a better view up here.
Yeah.
2:51 to play in the first half. 14-9 Rochester. Peterson gets the inbounds pass. Peterson near side to Burkett. Cammie to Rogers. Caitlin in the corner against a double team. Lob pass down low is taken away by Faulkner. And now taken away by Peterson. Karina against the double team is ridden out of bounds by Groves. And it'll be foul for Triton, out of bounds to Rochester on the far side.
Foul on number 10.
He's going to put Macy Brown back in. She's got 2. Going to take Burkett out, who has 2.
Groves just picked up her first foul for Triton. Yeah, Macy Brown back in. Rogers gives to Peterson, and before the foul, she travels. .225 to play in the first half. 14-9. Rochester. Faulkner. Wraparound pass to Hepler. Down low to Veers. Backs her way in. Cut off by the defense. Hepler's three-point shot partially blocked. Knocked out of bounds off of Veers. Nice job by Rochester's bigs to create a little havoc there on that shot and the rebound. Full court press by Triton. McKee cross court to Batten. Kim, couple of dribbles. Back to McKee. Over the top to Peterson. Karina high on the left side. Against a triple team. Gotta be careful. Outside to Brown. In the corner to Rogers. Caitlin drives the baseline, and her pass is taken away by the Lady Trojans. Groves then bounces it out of bounds. Minute 52 to play in the first half. 14-9. Rochester. Rochester basketball on the far side. Batten a couple of dribbles, now to Peterson in the center circle. Karina runs a point for the Lady Zebras against the half court, or the 2-3 zone, the way it looks. Rogers in the corner against a double team. Dumped down low to McKee, and she's fouled on a shot by Hostrasser, and that's going to send McKee to the line to shoot 2. With a minute and a half to play in the first half.
Foul on Alexia Hostrasser. Kenzie McKee.
That's only her first foul, so Triton doing well. They've only got 5 on the game.
Yeah, I agree. McKee's free throw is good.
Especially the pressure they're putting on right now. They haven't really been fouling. Haven't needed to, honestly.
Boy, that triple team has been pretty aggressive too.
Yeah.
Second one for the junior is off the back of the rim, no good. Veers grabs the board. Outlets to Faulkner. 90 seconds to play in the first half. Groves chases down the loose ball. Dribbles in the baseline. Pulls up for 15 feet. It's an air ball. Peterson with a rebound. Peterson ridden up the court. Now to Brown. Macy holds with 70. 2-3 zone by Triton. Rogers in the corner. Has it knocked away from her. They're going to say last touch by Triton. And Rochester will keep possession.
I'm thinking maybe that pass down that corner is not working out so good.
I think that's exactly where Triton wants it to go.
Yeah.
Batten, 3, right wing. Nope. And the rebound to Hepler. Hepler played, I believe, all of the JV game and has played all this quarter. You only get one, so Veers down low against a double team. Kicks it out to Hostrasser. Down low to Veers. Hostrasser at the left elbow. Pull-up jumper is no good. And the rebound to Rogers. Caitlin outlets to Brown with 37. Macy runs with 33. Macy fills the middle of the floor between the circles with 29. Macy Brown on the right wing. Top of the key to Peterson with 25. Karina a couple of dribbles. Now to Batten off her thumb and out of bounds. That pass deflected by Faulkner right off the hands of Batten out of bounds. So Triton going to get it back with 22.6 to play in the first half. Down by 6 at 15-9. Rochester's biggest lead of the half was at 8. That coming early into the second quarter. Hostrasser outside to Faulkner. Now to Groves. Down low to Hostrasser. In the paint. Leaner on the way is no good. And McKee with the rebound with 5. Oh. Now to Rogers. Now to Brown. Now we're going to have a foul coming against Groves. That'll be her second with 2.6 to play in the first half. Austin Onnefield coming up here at the break to talk about his JV win tonight. Brown gets the inbounds pass. Brown with 1. Half quarter at the buzzer on the way. Out the glass and no good. At halftime, Rochester leads 15-9. You're watching Lady Zebra basketball on RTC TV 4.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Enjoy the game with an ice-cold Coke. Locally owned and operated since 1907, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo proudly supports 28 high schools in north central Indiana. Our starting lineup of brands are sure to keep you hydrated on the sidelines and at home. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo. RTC TV4 thanks you for watching tonight's broadcast. Sponsorship and advertising opportunities are available, and free production is included with every sponsorship package. If you are seeing this, then your customers are seeing it too. RTC TV4. See for yourself. Please support the local sponsors who make this production possible.
Welcome back to Triton High School. We're at halftime. The Lady Zebras lead Triton right now 15-9, and Austin Onnefield, the JV coach for the Rochester Lady Zebras, up here, and we're going to talk about your win here in a minute, but let's talk about the varsity's first half. Turnovers an issue. Fouls may be an issue, especially out of your ball handlers. Macy Brown, Cammie Burkett, Karina Peterson, each with 2 fouls. Give me your assessment also of the first half.
Well, coming off this little extended break I had, I'm actually seeing a big difference when I left and then when I came back. It's not, a big transition or big change up, but what I'm seeing is a lot of the players are making the good first initial cutoff. It's just on the second one, we're starting to reach a little bit more, and that's what's getting us caught up. Cammie being a freshman, a new player, she's not really used to the type of switching speed. She just came up from the 8th grade level.
Yeah.
Macy, she picked up a couple cheap ones, a couple quick ones that we've been working on her with. Maybe she gets a turnover here or her shot doesn't fall. She'll go down there and try to make up for it on defensive end. She's playing a little too aggressive. So right now it's not a huge issue, but it does affect us when we can't get our point guards staying in the foul trouble.
You win tonight 30-14. Sadie Brown had 9. I thought you guys played well from the tip to the finish.
Definitely, and our defense has definitely picked up. We started at the beginning of the year playing a little bit of zone because we were hesitant with our man defense, but now we're starting to get confidence with Brianna Yarber. Her defense has stepped up immensely. Mercedes Brown, her communication off and on the court. When she's sitting on the bench, she's able to talk to players about dropping down with X and Y. And then we also have Allie and Lexi down low that are just monster post players and great defenders.
I thought Allie had a really good game tonight.
Yeah, Allie's definitely, it's either one of the two with Lexi or Allie. It's awesome that if one post player wants to play more defensive game, I don't know if they choose it or not. It would be nice to have 2 post players on the same night, but it's usually Allie with 10 or 11 or with Lexi with 10 or 11. But the big difference between those two is they're able to guard the post, which is phenomenal. Right. And then you can ask them to step out and maybe pressure the ball a little bit more.
Kinsey Bradley came off the bench for you. I thought I saw her penetrate more tonight than I've seen her all year.
Definitely. One of her first moves, we've been working on it. She did a little fake spin to the middle and came back around. She kept dribbling, and she shot it, and she got fouled. And she came over and, Coach, I'm 3 for 4 from the free throw line. And I said,
yeah, that's what happens when you play aggressive. She goes, yeah, it makes sense now. And I said, yes, I've been trying to tell you. She's one of the quickest players I've seen. She is phenomenal athlete.
I was just going to say that. Her first step is the quickest that I've seen, especially, and there's not a JV defender that can keep up with that.
If it was a stat to run behind somebody and knock the ball out, I think she'd be leading the country in those types of plays. But it's just, she'll run from the block all the way to the opposite block and still time it and still be able to pin a bunch of passes, which is incredible at the JV level to have this type of ability of these kids, the speed they have.
9-5.
9-5, yeah.
It's a good record to this point.
Yeah.
Tell me what happens for you now. Do you guys play on the 27th? On Thursday, you do.
Yep.
So when the varsity's playing in the main gym, you will be watching and then playing the opposite time in the Aux. Is that right?
Definitely, yep.
So who do you play? Clinton Central or Clinton Prairie as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure who the other team is.
Western.
But definitely that's a huge tournament for us, and I think this will be the JV's first exposure to what, kind of the type of tournament play will be like for these guys when they get to the varsity level, starting to understand.
Well, even at the end of the year, Brian just told me in the pregame that you guys are going to finish your season off with a championship style tournament.
Yeah, definitely. January 26th, I believe, is our JV tournament that we have, and this will be a great opportunity for the JV players to showcase basically what they get put towards the team next year and what they can, they can cap off a good year getting a solid tournament win, which would be huge for these type of players.
Congratulations on the win tonight, and good luck to you on the 27th.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Awesome. Thank you. Rochester Junior Varsity Coach Austin on a field. We're at the break where Rochester leads the Triton Lady Trojans here on the road 15-9. You're watching Rochester Lady Zebra Basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Brocky Insurance offers personalized coverage options for all of your insurance needs. You can trust your policy through Erie Insurance has been customized specifically for you, your assets, and your budget. Online at brockyinsurance.com. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
At Oliver Ford, we reach beyond your dealership expectation, help you in making fun decisions on your new vehicle, or let it try our professional touch by our service and parts department. We are the only Indiana new and used car dealership that has won the President Award 17 times. With over 100 years of sales experience, we're here to hold your hand from start to finish, with no pressure or gimmicks. Contact us today.
This is the 32nd time Christmas has been hosted in this house. 32 times decorating the tree. Holiday dinners. Memories. All protected by their independent agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argus and Rochester.
At Co-Alliance Propane, we treat our customers like neighbors because, well, that's what we are. When you trust Co-Alliance Propane as your seriously local propane provider, you're trusting a team of professionals who live, work, and watch the game from right across the county, not the country. A team that's close by and seriously dedicated to your safety and providing the best service possible. Find out more about Co-Alliance Propane's seriously local service and how you can get 50 gallons of propane free at coalliancepropane.com.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Enyards True Value and Rental is your local one-stop shop for all of your home improvement and party rental needs. Let our friendly and knowledgeable staff help you with your next project or event. Enyards True Value and Rental of Rochester. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Back at Triton High School, halftime just about coming to an end here at again at Triton. The Rochester Lady Zebras up here at the break, 15-9. Steve, you have some first half numbers for us?
Well, the one number that sticks out really like a sore thumb here for the Lady Z's is the turnovers.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, the fact that they are ahead is pretty amazing. They've had 20 turnovers in the first half.
Well, Triton can't buy a bucket right now from the floor.
That's the only saving grace for the Lady Z's. They've had their fair share of turnovers as well. They've had 9 for the Lady Trojans. But, for Triton, you got Vyers. She had 5 in the half. Haustrauser had 2, and Faulkner had 2. I mean, just not a whole lot of scoring there for the Lady Trojans. Kind of similar on the Lady Z's.
And to be honest with you, before you get there, Steve, if Veers hits those point blankers at the beginning, they're probably winning, and now she's easily into double figures.
Yeah, it should be probably 17-15 Lady Trojans on some point blank stuff there at the beginning. And Peterson had 4, Brown and Rogers both had 3, as did Kenzie McKee. That's the whole scoop of it.
Well, I know that Karina Peterson and Cammie Burkett and Macy Brown have at least 2 fouls apiece. So they're going to have to watch it. And I believe that Groves for Triton's the only one with more than 1 for Coach Heckeman's group.
Yep, she has 2. Faulkner with 1. Haustrauser, Johnson, and Veers will have 1. And, yeah, you said Peterson, Burkett, and Brown start the half with 2 apiece.
Hey, we'd like to thank Macy for running the camera tonight.
Yeah, Macy, my daughter Macy here, home from Triton for the holiday. And doing a good job.
Nice campus.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
If you're thinking about a small campus, you need to look at Triton. Really nice school.
Yep. Used to be Tri-State until I think 2000, and I looked it up. I think it was 2008.
Yeah,
10 years now they changed the name, but they've done a lot of neat things up there. They've got a brand new arena for basketball. They've got a brand new hockey
Adding
arena.
sports all the time.
Yeah, hockey and bowling and esports.
What?
Esports.
What is that?
They've got a room in the basement of the MTI Center, which is the basketball that does nothing but video games.
Really?
Yep.
Where was that when I was in college?
And what did they say, Macy? $800,000 worth of equipment went into that?
Come on.
Yeah, and that's just the stuff inside the computers and the screens and all that.
And that's for...
Esports.
That's for classes? That's for...
No, that's a sport, a collegiate sport. They go out and compete against other schools collegiately.
Wow.
Rubbing his head there, that got him.
Well, Rochester loses the basketball down low. Still at 15-9. Triton on the run. Huh. I've heard it all now, I think.
Yeah.
Faulkner just inside the three-point line, wide open, passed up a shot. Her pass deflected and knocked away and stolen by McKee. Rogers, 3, left wing is short. Peterson runs down the loose ball.
Difference on that one from the one that she hit in the first half was just she hesitated. She came around that one on the first half and she was ready to shoot, put the ball up in the air and drilled it.
And then Rochester commits a turnover. Triton going to get it back against full court press now. Groves gets it into Faulkner. Faulkner works against Burkett, playing with 2 fouls. Faulkner middle of the floor to Yates, and she travels. Full court press now by Triton. Peterson got to get it in before she fell over the line. Gets it to Brown, now to Burkett. Cammie back to Macy. Macy Brown on the right wing, cross court pass to Rogers. Rogers to Burkett, layup is no good, and the rebound to Triton.
Well, that was the best press break we've seen the Lady Z's all night. Unfortunately, didn't get the layup at the end.
And now we're going to have a tie-up between Burkett and Faulkner. And another turnover on Triton. Rochester's going to get it back. 6:18 to play in the third. 15-9. Rochester. Rochester's been up the entire game. Started out 6-0, then went to 6-4, and then 7-4. And Rochester hit some shots down the way, and that 3 by Peterson's no good. And Yates with the basketball. Picks up her dribble. Ostrasser, travels, no call. Outside to Yates. Her three, nope. Burkett with the rebound. Outlets to Macy Brown. Brown on the right side, crosses the timeline. Works to the right wing inside the arc. Picks up her dribble. Now to Burkett. Jayla make that Cammie, loses it. And is fouled on the drive. It'll be out of bounds to Rochester baseline right. Johnson back in for Triton. And Groves comes out with 5:48 to play. In the third quarter. Brown over the top to Burkett on the right wing. Back to Brown in the corner. Macy, three over Johnson is good.
Macy Brown for three.
It's her first point since, first minute of the game?
Yeah, right.
And Burkett's going to pick up her third.
5.5 to play in the third quarter, that is. 18-9. Rochester had their biggest lead of the game of 9. And that foul, is that on Burkett? Now her third.
Yep.
Cross lane pass. Johnson, pull up. Nope. Ball tipped around. Rogers comes out of there with it. I'm telling you, Triton having a really hard time now getting a bucket to fall 5 feet in. And now we're going to have a blocking foul on Yates. The Rochester basketball on the far side.
Foul on number 34, Taryn Yates.
Brown will look to get it in. Does so to Burkett with 5:20 to play in the third quarter. Rochester by 9 here at Triton High School. Brown high on the right side for the Lady Zebras. Dribbles around the defense, now top of the key. And Yates just picked up her second foul.
Two quick ones on Yates. That's the third team foul for the Lady Trojans here in the half.
Man-to-man defense by Triton. Brown with Yates to Rogers. Nice first step drive by Rogers and throws it away. Faulkner brings it up the floor for Triton. Down low to Johnson. Jumper in the paint is good.
It's Johnson's first points of the night. If she starts heating up, the Lady Z's might be in some trouble.
If Triton can start hitting some bunnies, I would say that's probably a good assessment. And Macy Brown hits it from the three-point range in the corner. And now Rochester up by 10, yeah. Fortunately for the Lady Zebras. The Euro step layup by Faulkner goes down. And now we're in a point-scoring frenzy.
It is for tonight, isn't it?
Burkett between the rings, works to the right elbow extended. Outside to Peterson. Oh, passed up a three, now to Rogers. She'll fire a three, left wing is off the mark, no good. Veers another rebound, gives to Faulkner. Faulkner pushes for Triton. Down low to Holstrasser, and she is fouled. Will be on the shot, or will be on the floor. Caitlin Rogers is going to pick up the foul. Will be on the shot. That's going to send the sophomore to the line to shoot two.
Alexia Holstrasser at the line.
Shot is good by the sophomore, and now we're going to have a 30-second timeout. You're watching Lady Zebra basketball on RTC TV4.
This is Oldview. And this is Now You.
Clive wears his fire hat and coat in the rain.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
3:56 to play in the third quarter. Rochester up 21-14 after the Triton timeout. Holstrasser will be back at the line to shoot one for the Lady Trojans. Second one on the way is off the back of the rim, no good, and the rebound is tipped out of bounds by Triton. It'll be Rochester basketball.
That was her first miss from the free throw line. I thought about it in my head that she was 3 of 3. I think I must have jinxed her mentally.
McKee gets the inbounds pass. Dribbles up the floor, picks up her dribble, now to Peterson. Karina will cross the timeline, works to her left side, and now she's going to be fouled by Faulkner with 3:48 to play in the third. Rochester by 7 at 21-14. Rochester basketball out of bounds in front of their bench, going to our left.
Second on Faulkner, and fourth already here in the quarter for the Lady Trojans.
Triton needs to be careful, don't they?
Yeah, they're low on numbers as it is. They made it mainly through the whole first half with less fouls than they've got already in the third quarter.
Before Isbell shoots the three, Kinsey McKee whistled for a 3-second call. That'll be a turnover on Rochester. Full court press now by the Lady Zebras. Holstrasser gets it into the corner. Faulkner runs. Faulkner through the defense on the right side of the floor. Picks up her dribble. Down low to Veers. Now to Johnson. Johnson in the paint. Jumper on the way is good. Triton has now cut the Rochester lead to 5. It was 10 a couple of seconds ago. Peterson runs the point. You know, Coach Jennings said in the pregame that we could expect some kind of gimmick defense ran against the Lady Zebras. We have not seen that yet. McKee with one dribble over the top to Peterson. Near side to Hughes, now to Brown. Macy, 3, left wing, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. Triton going to get it back. Under 3 to play in the third. Rochester by 5 at 21-16. Steve Stricker, I'm David Musselman. Faulkner will walk it up for the Lady Trojans. Here comes a little half-court trap by the Lady Zebra defense. Wrap-around pass to Yates. Now in the corner to Hostrasser. Down low to wide-open Johnson. And then she's going to be fouled going to the basket by Isbell. It'll be out of bounds to Triton with 2:48 to play in the third.
The stat of the game so far, Lady Z's still have more turnovers with 24 than they've got with points, 21.
It's tough. Veers. Pass deflected. Stolen by Rochester. Isbell comes up with a loose ball, and she'll bring it up. Now we'll slow up and give to Brown. Macy will cross the timeline. Now to Peterson with 2.5 to play in the third. 21-16. Peterson picks up her dribble. Yates in her jersey. McKee high on the left side. Now to Brown between the rings of the volleyball line. Macy holds against the man-to-man defense. Crossover dribble, works to the left elbow. Now to Hughes, just inside the arc. Lob pass down low to McKee, and she's going to be fouled on the entry pass, I believe, by Veers. Rochester basketball on the baseline. Lexi Thomas comes into the game for the first time for Rochester, and McKee to sit. Veers picks up foul number 2 for Triton. Brown baseline left, no look pass into Isbell. Jenny back to Brown in the corner. Back to Isbell, left wing 3 for the Lady Zebras is no good. And the rebound to Peterson. Karina loses the handle. Right there's Lexi Thomas who picks it up. She's fouled on the shot. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. I believe Veers just picked up foul number 3 for Triton.
That was great work inside. Good ball awareness by Thomas. Freshman, right?
Yep, freshman. Shoots the first free throw off the back of the rim, no good.
Just came into the game.
Alexa Veers with the foul. Lexi Thomas at the line.
One more for the freshman, Lexi Thomas. Eyes the second one, lets it fly. And off the back of the rim, no good. Johnson another board for Triton. Outlets to Faulkner. Faulkner brings it up. Right wing pass to Yates. Yates drives it to the right. Pull up 15 foot off the window and in.
I love that shot. You don't see that anymore.
You're right.
Glass.
It's almost a lost art, isn't it?
It is very lost.
Minute 44. Isbell high on the right side. Behind the arc against a double team. Throws it right to Faulkner. And now we're going to have a Triton timeout. It will be a 30. You're watching Rochester basketball on RTC TV 4. .136 to play, third quarter. Rochester's lead once 10, now down to 3. It's 21-18, and Triton will have the basketball after their timeout. I think they're probably down to about 2 timeouts, I believe. Rochester has, I think, 4 of theirs left. Poststrasser gets it into Faulkner, who runs the point for Triton. 90 seconds to play in the third. Over and back call. That's an over and back call. No call. Half-court trap. Poststrasser dumps down low to Johnson. Johnson again in the paint. Shot short. Gets her own rebound. Kicks out to Poststrasser. Long jumper is off the side of the rim. No good. Ball being tipped around. Johnson again. The putback is no good, but a foul coming on Hughes. And Johnson will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Lady Trojans. Oh, and Yates comes up.
Foul on Emily Hughes.
Nursing that left leg. And that's going to send Coach Heckman back to the line, and Groves will come in. McKee and Rogers back in for Rochester. Isbell and Hughes to check out.
Johnson's made her presence known here in this third quarter. She's got 4 with an opportunity here for a couple more.
She's long. The first free throw is no good. She'll have 1 more. Steve Stricker, I'm David Musselman. 1:16 to play in the third quarter. Macy on camera. Second one for the seniors, good this time. And now Triton within 2 at 21-19. Half court, full court trap, I should say. Lexi Thomas crosses the timeline against the triple team over the top to Rogers. Down low to McKee. Left-hand layup is good. And I think it should be now 23-19. They gave that free throw to the wrong team. Faulkner with 56. Left wing pass to Groves. Back to Faulkner in the center circle. Near side, Rochester steals it. Brown ahead to Thomas. Lexi with 42. And is going to be ridden out of bounds by, nope, she steps out of bounds. Good defense by Faulkner on that far side. I think the score.
Did they fix it?
They did. Kinda. It is 19, but I think it should be 23. Faulkner, left wing pass to Groves. Baseline to Johnson. Right elbow pass to Holstrasser. Her jumper no good, but Johnson's going to be whistled for over the back.
That's her second. That's 5 Lady Trojans now with 2 fouls.
Score now is correct. Rochester up 23-19 with 25.8 to play in the third. And Kinsey McKee will walk to the other end to shoot 1 in the bonus for the Lady Zebras. Kinsey McKee, a 6-foot junior, at the line for 1 in the bonus. Eyes the first one, lets it fly, and it's short. And the rebound, Holstrasser to Faulkner. Faulkner up top against a double team, works around the defense, over the top to Groves. 3 right wing for Triton, no good, but there's Johnson for the rebound. She's going to be fouled on the putback. She'll go back to the line to shoot 2.
Foul on Lexi Thomas. Chelsea Johnson at the line.
Chelsea Johnson at the line for 2 for Triton. First one is short. She'll have 1 more. 23-19 as the third quarter coming to an end here at Triton High School. And the senior at the line for 1 more for Triton. Second one is no good again. McKee, a nice rebound. Outlets to Peterson with 7. Karina runs across the timeline with 4. Peterson to Rogers with 3. Jumpers on the way is no good. The rebound goes to Triton, and that'll do it for the third quarter. After 3, Rochester up by 4, 23-19. You're watching Ladies Zebra Basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Enjoy the game with an ice-cold Coke. Locally owned and operated since 1907, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo proudly supports 28 high schools in north central Indiana. Our starting lineup of brands are sure to keep you hydrated on the sidelines and at home. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo. RTC TV4 thanks you for watching tonight's broadcast. Sponsorship and advertising opportunities are available, and free production is included with every sponsorship package. If you are seeing this, then your customers are seeing it too. RTC TV4. See for yourself. Please support the local sponsors who make this production possible.
Here we go, going to the fourth quarter. Triton, Rochester up 23-19. They've been up this entire basketball game. Biggest lead was 10 in the third. Triton cut it all the way to 2 late in the third quarter, and the Rochester got it back to 4. But Triton will start the fourth quarter of the basketball. Rochester defensively will have Rogers, Peterson, McKee, Brown, and Lexi Thomas on the floor. Triton will have Groves, Faulkner, also Hepler, Johnson, and Holstrasser, who's been pretty quiet in this game. Faulkner in the corner. 3 for Triton. Off the back of the rim, no good. Johnson's put back way off the mark. And Peterson to the rebound. Peterson brings it up now to Brown in the center circle. Macy holds. Rochester 3-point lead with 30 seconds gone here in the fourth. The 3 for Rogers is no good. McKee's putback is on the way and good over Johnson. And now the lead is back to 6 at 25-19. Faulkner drives in the paint. Lob pass to Johnson. Kicks it out to Hepler. Hepler on the right wing. Wrap around pass to Groves. 3 straight away for Triton is good.
Delaney Groves for 3.
25-22. Minute into the fourth. Brown walks it through the center circle. Looks at Coach Jennings for the play. Now Rochester ready against the 2-3 zone. Brown drifts to her right. Picks up her dribble. Down low to McKee. McKee against Johnson. Her shot blocked. Picked up by Faulkner. Faulkner runs for Triton. Right side of the floor, down by 3. In the corner to Groves. 3 again, right wing. No good. Weak side rebound. Strasser, and no good. Her shot's no good, but a foul coming against Rochester. And that's going to send the sophomore for Triton back to the line to shoot 2.
It's going to be Karina Peterson's third foul and the 6th team foul here for the Lady Z's. So Triton's going to be in the 1-and-1 here the rest of the way out.
Holstrasser at the line for 2 shots. First one's good for the sophomore. She'll have 1 more. Veers back in. Johnson to sit.
Alexa Veers in.
4 of 5 from the line. All of Haustrasser's points from the free throw line.
Second one's good again for the sophomore. Rochester's leads down to 1 at 25-24. Triton has never led in this game. Brown with the basketball, runs the point for Rochester on the right wing behind the arc. Picks up a dribble over the top to Peterson. Karina. Couple of dribbles with her left hand to Lexi Thomas. Down low to McKee. McKee has her pass taken away by Faulkner. Faulkner runs for Triton. Across the timeline left. Gives in the corner to Groves. 3 is blocked by Rogers. Gets her own rebound. Over the top to Faulkner. Faulkner down low to Veers. Now Holstrasser at the free throw line. Jumper is in and out. No good. McKee with a rebound. 6 minutes to play in the game. Rochester by 1. Macy against the 2-3 zone. High on the right side to Rogers in the corner now to McKee. McKee drives the baseline. Throws up a tough shot. It's no good. Gets a roll rebound. Putback is no good. Holstrasser with the rebound. Now Faulkner has it. Faulkner on the run. Right-handed layup is good, and Triton leads 26-25.
Good finish that time.
Yep. You're right. 5.5 to play in the game. Triton's first lead is at 26-25. Rochester the basketball against a 2-3 zone. Brown drifts to the left wing behind the arc. Picks up her dribble. Rogers, top of the key. Caitlin had an opportunity. Pass it up. Now Peterson drives. Her shot no good. Picked up by Faulkner. Faulkner pushes for Triton. Over the top to Groves. Her long 2-point jumpers in and out. No good. Rogers with the rebound, who hands off to Macy Brown. 5 minutes to play in the game. Rochester down by 1 here on the road at 26-25. Brown in the paint, and she's going to be fouled on the reach in, and that's going to send Macy, I believe, to the line to shoot 1 in the bonus. Who's that's going to be whistled against? Hepler.
Foul on Emma Hepler.
Emily Hughes and Cammie Burkett back in for Rochester. Yates with a noticeable limp comes back for Triton, and Hepler will come out. Steve Stricker, I'm David Musselman. Thanks for watching tonight on RTC TV4. Tight game throughout.
First foul on Hepler. She's played some tough defense all night.
She has.
Just to get the first foul here in the fourth quarter.
Brown's first one is good, and we're tied at 26. Macy, a junior, will have one more for the Lady Zebras, looking to put Rochester back on top here with 4:54 to play in the game.
I think both teams in the bonus now. It's going to come down to free throw shooting here.
You're right. Second one is good again. Rochester back up 27-26. Faulkner across the timeline. Drifts to her right. To Groves, back to Faulkner. She stands in the center circle against Burkett, who's playing with 3 fouls. High on the left side to Groves. Back to Faulkner in the center circle, right side to Yates. Yates, long 3, right wing is short. The rebound put back is good by Holstrasser.
Missed assignment there on the blockout. Offensive rebound. That pays off big for the Lady Trojans.
You can't not block her out. Rogers, jumper, the free throw line is good. Rochester back up now, 29-28. Triton runs, 2-3 zone. Faulkner in the paint. Her shot blocked. Loose ball picked up by Groves. Left wing 3 is short. Emily Hughes grabs the board and clears to Brown. Rochester by 1. Macy across the timeline. 4 to play in the game. Rochester the basketball. They'll work against a 2-3 zone. Burkett high on the right side, now to Hughes between the circles. Oh, Emily Hughes travels. Johnson back in.
Chelsea Johnson.
And Yates will come out for Triton. 3:51 to play in the game. Rochester up 29-28. Faulkner, the point guard to Groves, back to Faulkner. Down low to Holstrasser. Her jumper partially blocked, picked up by Burkett. Cammy Burkett high on the right side will pick up her dribble. Now give it to Macy Brown. Macy on the right wing with 3.5 to play in the game. Looking down low, lob pass inside, tipped away and stolen by Triton. Tough to lob over 6'2".
Well, and then when you look at it for 10 seconds before you throw it, it kind of gives them an opportunity to read what's going on.
Holstrasser back to Faulkner, high on the left side to Groves. Holstrasser down low to Johnson. Johnson turnaround jumper from 10 feet goes down. And Triton back on top now, 30-29.
Johnson's got 7 all in the second half for the Lady Trojans.
Rochester will take a timeout. It is a 60. You're watching Lady Zebra Basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner, and Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Three minutes to play in the game. Triton up 30-29, and it'll be Rochester basketball after their timeout. Rochester will have Brown, Rogers, Burkett, Peterson, and McKee on the floor. Triton will send out Yates, Groves, Faulkner, Johnson, and Veers. Steve Stricker, I'm David Musselman. We've seen a back-and-forth game virtually the entire night.
Lady Trojans really coming to life here in the end of the third and beginning of the fourth quarter.
Brown fakes the 3 on the right wing. Bounce pass top of the key to Peterson. Rochester was up by 10 early in the third quarter, and Triton cut into that. And then the bounce pass is stolen by Yates. Triton with the basketball. Yates in the paint. Travels.
Rochester did a better job in that third quarter. They only had 5 turnovers compared to the 10 in the first 2 quarters each. But they've already got 4 here in the fourth.
So we're approaching 20, is that what you're telling me?
Oh, no, they had 20 at half.
Oh, Brown's 3 from the corner is good.
We're approaching 30.
Okay.
Macy Brown.
2:20 to play in the game. Rochester now up by 2 at 32-30. Bounce pass to Groves. Out to Yates. To Faulkner between the rings. Left side to Groves, to Yates. Back to Groves, high on the left side, now to Faulkner. Faulkner to Groves. Left wing three on the way. No good. Macy Brown rips the board and runs. Under 2 to play in the game. Rochester by 2. Macy gives in the corner to Burkett. Down low to Rogers. Rogers' shot is no good, but a foul coming on Groves. And that's going to send Caitlin Rogers to the line for 2. Is that Groves' 5th?
No.
Oh, no.
Third.
Caitlin Rogers.
She walked into the bench like she was done. Rogers at the line for 2 for Rochester. They lead by 2. First one for the sophomore is good. One more coming. Looking to stretch this lead back to 4. Ostrasser back into the game.
That was actually her 4th foul. I missed one.
Rogers with one more. Minute 54 to play in the game. Second one on the way is good again. 34-30.
Said free throws would be big. They're 4 for 4 right here in the 4th quarter for the Lady Z's.
You know, I think that Faulkner is going to have to look for a shot, which he hasn't done tonight for Triton. She's ran the floor really well. She's ran the offense really well for Triton. She just hasn't looked to score. Backdoor pass is taken away by Brown. Ostrasser comes over the top of Brown, and Macy will walk to the other end and shoot 2 free throws. Are we to the 10 now?
Yeah, looks like it. Double bonus.
Minute 38 to play in the game. Rochester by 4. Macy Brown will walk to the line to shoot 2.
That was a great read on the backside on that by the junior.
Yeah. Kind of fronted the post player and took away that pass. Macy's first one. Good. Rochester back to a 5-point lead. Minute 38 to play in the game. We'll have Brian Jennings here in the postgame show, so stay with us for that. Second one for the juniors. Good again.
6 for 6 in the 4th quarter.
Faulkner quickly up the floor. 90 seconds to play in the game. Veers high on the left side. Ostrasser. Veers. Faulkner to the timeline, a minute 20. And then Burkett has picked up a foul, and that's going to send Faulkner to the line for 1 in the bonus for Triton with a minute 20 to play in the game. Rochester by 6. Is that 4 on Cammie? 4.
Burkett. At the line, J-Love Faulkner.
Faulkner's first trip here to the line. Off on that one.
No good. Peterson to the board. Yep, travel. Whistle against Rochester.
Well, that puts them at an even 30. They do have more points now than they have turnovers. Trying to find the positive there.
Minute 16 to play in the game. 36-30. Rochester Triton with the basketball. Yates against Brown. Baseline to Ostrasser. Wraparound pass. Loose. Picked up by Groves. Timeout, Triton.
Timeout, Trojans.
It will be a 60. You're watching Rochester basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Enyards True Value and Rental is your local one-stop shop for all of your home improvement and party rental needs. Let our friendly and knowledgeable staff help you with your next project or event. Enyards True Value and Rental of Rochester. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
4 to play in the game. Rochester up 36-30. It'll be Triton basketball on the far side.
We're going to have a little bit of a break here for the Christmas holiday, and nothing on tap sports-wise until next Thursday. We'll be back here with action at Rochester, the Rochester Girls Classic. They're going to be in action starting at
10 a.m.
The Zebras going to be taking on Clinton Central.
They'll be back in action that same day at about 4:30 as they play Western in the nightcap.
That'll be a good game there. I'm looking forward to getting somebody out of our area a little bit.
Yeah,
Western
right.
Down in Howard County.
54 seconds to play. Triton really struggling to get a shot off here. They're going to have to start going. They're down by 6. Hostrasser to Yates with 40. To Johnson on the block. Johnson to Yates. Now to Hostrasser. To the Groves. Rochester playing really good defense here the last minute. Yates has Rochester not allowed a shot yet. They're down to 25 seconds. Rochester has a 2-possession lead. Groves right wing 3 is no good. Rogers with the rebound. That'll about do it, I think. 15 seconds. And Macy Brown is fouled by Groves, and that'll send Macy to the line to shoot one of the 2 free throws.
Well, Muss, this is one of those games. I think Coach Jennings, you're going to take a deep breath after the game. Say, okay, we got the win. Let's go home. Let's enjoy Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And kind of don't really want to dwell on this one too much.
We get out of here against a pretty good team. It's a little thin. We get a win. You're right. Celebrate Christmas in a good way and get ready to come back against Clinton Central. Brown's first free throw is good. It's back to a 7-point lead. 13 seconds to play in the game. Second one for the junior is good again. I don't think she's missed one from the line yet.
Nope, she is 6 of 6 in the quarter.
38-30. Faulkner on the baseline, and her pass is taken away by Peterson with 5, with 4, with 3, and that'll do it. Rochester's going to get out of here with a win as a 38-30 victory. Post-game shows coming up next. You're watching Lady Zebra Basketball on RTC TV4.
Tonight's final, Trojans 30, Zebras 38.
This is Oldview. And this is Now You.
5 wears his fire hat and coat in the wind.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
At Oliver Ford, we reach beyond your dealership expectation, help you in making fun decisions on your new vehicle, or let it try our professional touch by our service and parts department. We are the only Indiana new and used car dealership that has won the President Award 17 times. With over 100 years of sales experience, we're here to hold your hand from start to finish, with no pressure or gimmicks. Contact us today.
All right, welcome back here to Triton High School. Sorry, Muss, I threw you off a little bit there. As we're getting set, we're waiting for Coach Jennings to come up. But early that fourth quarter, we talked about it. The big key to the game for the Lady Zebras, and we talked about it, was going to be a big thing as they got into the bonus early in that fourth quarter, and they went 8 for 8 from the free throw line.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head when we were going into the fourth. You said that we would need to hit free throws to win this one, and that's exactly what we did. I thought our best defensive stand came when Triton had the ball with 40 seconds to play, maybe even a minute to play in the game, down by 2 possessions, and we forced them to turn it over with 18 to play.
Yeah, did not get a shot off, and they were desperate right there, down by 6, and ended up sending Macy Brown back to the line, and she made 2 more.
Yeah, she definitely made hay from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, she had a quiet game, but she had 18.
Yeah,
I mean, she led all teams and both teams in scoring, and she had 9 of them in the fourth quarter, including 6 there from the free throw line. So a big finish there, big fourth quarter for the Ladies.
Well, you said it as well. That it wasn't pretty. It's a win. Our record now 6-9, sends us into the Christmas break. it wasn't very long ago Christmas met halfway.
Right.
Not so much now anymore. You've got 2 more games in the 18 portion of the season, and then you've got only 4 games left in the 19. So this season just about over for the Rochester Lady Zebras. It won't be very long before we see that sectional draw, but this is a nice win, nice way to celebrate Christmas and get ready for Clinton Prairie in the first game on Thursday morning.
Yeah, we'll see what the Lady Z's can do on Thursday, and like you said, when they get Sierra back, hopefully first part of the year, she should make a big difference for them leadership-wise. You can kind of tell there's some times out there where they need that. They're missing that senior leader, and hopefully she'll bring that to the table for them.
So Macy with 18 tonight, Caitlin Rogers and Kinsey McKee each with 7, and Karina Peterson added 4, and that's all the scoring the Rochester Lady Zebras got tonight. So Triton will run their mark, or actually fall to 3-12. Coach Jennings coming, okay. And Rochester improves to 6-9. The JV win tonight, 30-14 over the Triton Lady Trojans. Sadie Brown had 9 in that victory earlier this evening. Lady Zebra head coach Brian Jennings joins us. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wasn't pretty, but it was a win.
Yeah, we had a lot of unforced turnovers with a defender not even close to us tonight. It's like we've had a few of those in a game, but not like tonight. So to kind of check out early for Christmas break and still get this win, I thought the girls down the stretch did an excellent job.
I agree. I just talked to Steve a little bit. I thought your best defensive stand came with about a minute to play in the game. Triton absolutely needed the ball twice, or to make two 3-pointers to tie it, and you guys, I think, forced them to a turnover with 18 seconds to play. The best defensive stand of the night.
Yeah, we've been trying to get out and extend out on the wings most of the night. So at that timeout, we said, hey, let's just pack in and defend the 3-point line. Let's not overplay trying to get a steal, and just get our hands up and kind of defend that 3-point line. We know Groves is going to look for that shot. So, and they moved. I mean, the girls moved their feet. They did what they needed to do, and it just kind of shows you, kind of the frustrations the coaching staff's had. It's like at times we can do the right things and do the things that we need to do. We just need to do it more consistently.
Macy Brown finished with 18, shot really well from the free throw line, especially in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, the free throws she knocked down were big, but what a lot of big 3-pointers at key times this year, or at this game. And we kept working to get her. We knew we had the 3-point shot. I think Caitlin hit it maybe 1 or 2 early.
Right.
That really helped spread that defense. When the defense got spread, we got Kenzie in there and started trying to go inside, but they still did a nice job of even covering her up. We just couldn't get quite the look. It seems kind of strange to say, to get a safe pass into Kenzie after we have 30-plus turnovers.
Yeah.
We don't have safe passes. But if we could have got that ball in there, it would have been nice for us tonight.
With the amount of turnovers we had, we were fortunate that Triton couldn't buy a bucket in that first half.
Yeah, it's just we changed some defenses. We started out man, put some full court pressure on just to get us going a little bit. I thought, looking at us in warm-ups, I thought we were a little flat, and offensively we're a little flat. But try to press to get us going. We knew we were going to use the 1-3-1 quite a bit. We've watched Triton play the last couple of games, and they've had some trouble with that. So, we went to the 1-3-1. That slowed them down. We switched real quick into a 2-3, but we've seen them play against a 2-3 zone before, and they got some really nice set plays. So I thought, hey, if we can go a couple possessions, let them start thinking about running their set plays and get those stopped, and then go back to the 1-3-1, and we're not constantly doing the same thing all night.
You told me in the pregame, Brian, that you thought you would see more than once tonight some kind of gimmick defense, and I don't believe you did.
No, it really surprised me. And the thing is we just kept running the same offense that we would if they would have done the gimmick.
Yeah.
So we kept trying to execute, kept pushing away at it. We changed to a little bit of a high-low situation, trying to get the ball inside, and it got there a couple times. We just couldn't knock down the shot. So, the girls, outside of the turnovers, I thought they played an excellent game tonight.
Well, the JV played hard tonight, 30-14 win. They led from from the tip.
Yeah, Triton's in a bad situation with numbers. They've had some injuries and things like that, and having to play the second half with basically just 4 girls out there made it tough. But you got to give Triton girls at that JV a lot of credit, because we literally had to go to a press to maintain that lead for a little bit. It's kind of embarrassing that we have to do that, but it just goes to show, if you're the aggressive team, whether in the half court, we tried to be, I think the JV tried not to be aggressive when they knew they were in full with that 4 girls out there. And it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're not the most aggressive team, you're not going to win.
What happens now, Brian? I know you've got 2 more here in the 18 portion, but what happens now?
After we get through, the one practice and then 2 more games, now we go back. We take care of these turnovers. We keep working on our ball handling. We work on quicker post moves. We work on feeding the post a little bit. We can work on those small parts of our game that we have to get better in to compete against the better teams. So that's what we're hoping. We got a little more practice time. We'll get the girls in the weight room for a little bit, and they've lost some strength just because of the wear and tear. So we can get them in there on Mondays and Tuesdays, get a lot of shots up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, play our Saturday games, and hopefully be a lot more fundamentally sound.
Congratulations on the win. Merry Christmas to you and the kids, and we'll talk to you Thursday morning before your first one.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Lady Zebra head coach Brian Jennings here on the postgame show here on RTC TV4. Again, the final tonight. Rochester holds on to beat Triton 38-30. They run their mark to 6-9 overall. Triton slips to 4-12 overall. Again, the JV tonight won 30-14 over the Triton Trojans. And Sadie Brown with 9. The JV now 9-5 on the year at this point. Well, thanks for letting me join in.
Yeah, hey, it was great. Thanks for coming out here.
Sure.
I really appreciate you letting me join in. Had a lot of fun here tonight. And a little personal note, I want to say happy anniversary to my wife. Tomorrow's our 23rd wedding anniversary.
She needs an award.
She needs a big award or her head checked or something. I don't know. But, so got that going on tomorrow. We've got a little bit of a break here until next Thursday. We'll have some Lady Zebras action coming to you from Rochester in the Rochester Glass tournament there. 10 a.m.?
10 a.m., yep.
10 a.m. Well, we're going to have a lot of other action on RTC TV4 as well. We're going to have the Miami County tournament coming to you from North Miami High School. We're going to have, I think that starts at 11:30 with some girls action.
Same day?
Same day.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have 2 girls games on Thursday down there, 2 boys games on Thursday down there, and then we'll have the championships from down there on Saturday.
Okay.
So a lot of good action going on the next few weeks here on RTC TV4.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks to my daughter Macy
Absolutely.
for coming out and helping film here tonight. And we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Steve.
All right. For David Musselman and Macy Stricker, Steve Stricker saying goodnight here from Triton High School. We'll see you next week. Merry Christmas, everybody.